Hey guys, so it is time for my August favourites. August is now over, it's done, it's been and gone. British summer has definitely finished, it's starting to get very chilly. And I thought I would just share a couple of things with you. There's not a massive amount of like makeup stuff because a lot of the stuff I've been using like from my last favourites. So this is going to be very much a makeup, skincare, music, book, all random stuff kind of favourites. So I'm going to start with makeup stuff, and the first thing I have is this teeny tiny sample of the YSL Fusion Foundation, which I know a lot of people have been testing out the past couple of weeks because it's just come out. And I am shade B10, which I'm pretty sure is the lightest shade you can get. And I really love it. I love the finish of it. It's like a satin finish. It's not quite as matte as the Perfection Lumiere I tried from Chanel. It's a little bit like a one-up from that. It's sort of glowy but doesn't make your face look completely matte. So I am really liking this because I didn't quite like the completely matte kind of foundation. And this is just sort of a good halfway point for me because I do have oily skin, but at the same time I have dry patches, so a complete matte isn't great for me. But I really like the finish of this. The coverage of it is amazing. I absolutely love it. It does last a lot longer than the Touche Eclat foundation, and I'm just really impressed with it. And I may or may not get the full size. I think because winter is coming up, my skin is going to get really dry, so I like to go for more of a dewy finish foundation in winter. So not 100% sure if I'm going to get it this year, but if it is still going strong next year, I will definitely purchase this for summer because I think it would be really great on like oily skins and stuff. So really loving this. Next is skincare, and the first thing I have is something that I've had for a really long time, but it's just sort of a rediscovery. And I think over the past 4 weeks or so, maybe like leading up into the end of July, I have been using this every day, which I'm very proud of myself because usually I'm way too lazy to use eye cream. And this is the Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream, and I got this in a gift set with the moisturiser and something else. What did I get? I can't remember now. I think it was a mask. But I've really been liking this, and it seems to be lasting for a very long time because you need a teeny tiny amount. And it's just great. It makes my eyes feel really refreshed in the morning, especially if I've not had a great night's sleep. I used to use this a lot when I had hangovers, which I don't get anymore because I don't drink anymore, but it's definitely good if you have that sort of, where your eyes feel really heavy in the morning and sort of dry and just a bit there. Really good to have a bottle of this in emergencies, but I've really been loving it every day because I have been quite tired, and it just sort of wakes me up in the morning, makes my eyes feel nice and fresh. So I really been loving that. And then the next thing I have is something that I got when I went to Manchester Bloggers Meet. And this was in my goodie bag along with a few other things. And this is from, I have the little thing here because I can never remember, Primer Spa Shop. And I'll put the link to their website down below so you can check them out. But this is basically the Merino Caress Body and Facial Cream. And I use it as a facial cream, like a night cream. And at first I was a little bit scared because it has lavender in it, and usually lavender reacts really badly with my skin. So I tested it out a little bit first and it's fine. Like, it doesn't react, it doesn't strip my skin, it does nothing bad. It just smells very lavendery. It says, your naked skin will feel like merino to the touch, which I don't understand what that means, but fair enough. Made from rose water, which is always good and handy. Olive M1000, don't know what that is. Evening primrose oil, calendula oil, aloe infusion, jojoba wax, vitamin E, lavender EO, rosemary oil extract, no artificial preservatives. And it says these oils and infusions are tooted? I don't know what that word means. For their skin recovery properties. Developed for dry skin conditions such as eczema, but also great for general skin recovery and maintenance. So I've been using this because I've had a lot of like spot scabs and stuff because I had a massive breakout recently and my face just turned into a massive amount of just horribleness. So I've been using this to see if it has any effect on like how clear my skin is and how like healthy my skin looks. And it looks amazing in the morning. Like, I love the effect when you wake up in the morning and your skin looks nice and healthy and plump and moisturised. Just melts into, I think I got moisturiser on my nose. It melts into your skin. Oh, I did. I had quite a lot of moisturiser on my nose. So yeah, very impressed with this, and I got a few other things from them as well which I haven't actually tried yet, so I'll tell you about it when I've tried them. Another thing that I've had for quite a while, and I sort of forgot about it and then came back to it, it's the Lush Grease Lightening Spot Treatment, and this has been serving me well lately. Like I said, I had a massive breakout, and they tend to get them like here, which is what I covered up in my tutorial, like for this makeup that I'm wearing. But yeah, I've been struggling with loads of spots, and this has really been helping. I just put it on quite, like pretty much all here. It feels horrible, but in the morning it looks amazing because it just shrinks the spots down. It doesn't eradicate them completely like overnight, it's not a miracle worker, but it definitely helps to sort of soothe and take away some of the redness and just make things look a little bit clearer and nicer. So I've really been loving this, and I've actually still got quite a lot, and I've had this for ages now. I'm not sure where the expiry date is. So something that I wanted to put in but is a little bit weird to talk about in a beauty kind of favourite context. It's the Sure for Women deodorants, and these are the compressed ones, which I love. I think they're a fantastic idea. And I have been trying, because it's summer and it's hot, and especially when we're going back to work and I'm always running around in work, I've been finding it hard to find a deodorant that's going to keep me dry. Not necessarily like take away sweat smell, which is usually what they do, but just keep me dry. Like, I switched away from Sure and I just noticed a massive difference, and I went back to these and completely dry all day. I don't know whether that's a bit of an odd thing to talk about in a video, but I really love them. I think they're absolutely fantastic, and I don't know what the difference is between each of them, because this is the Linen Dry Ultra Dry one, and then there's a couple of other ones, but I think it's just the smell really. And now for two fairly random favourites, and the first one is an EP, and the whole of YouTube has been talking about it because it's a YouTuber that made it. It's Troye Sivan's EP. I don't know how to pronounce it. A lot of people are saying Tricks, so I'm going to say Tricks as well. It might not be how you pronounce it, or just Troy with a fancy X, I don't know. But it's Troye Sivan's EP, and honestly I was a little bit worried when it came out that it would be sort of like a teeny pop kind of EP, which it completely isn't, and it is exactly the kind of music that I absolutely love, like an electric pop kind of sound with really interesting sort of unique kind of synth riffs and stuff like that, and it's just amazing. I think it's fantastic that he's done something completely different and gone in a completely different way from what I expected of him. I don't know why I expected him to be like teeny pop, and I don't even watch Troye Sivan, so it's not like I'm a fangirl and I'm just saying that because I love Troye Sivan. I actually genuinely like the music that he's come out with, so yeah, if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. It's on Spotify, so completely free if you just want to have a little bit of a listen. And then finally, it is the book that I'm reading, and I tend to read fairly slowly. I've said it a couple of times, I'm not a very good reader, and this one is very handy. I actually wrote a blog post with this included in it recently, and it's the Brothers Grimm Vintage Classic Collection. So this has all the Brothers Grimm fairy tales in, like all of them. And I have to say, they're not, some of them aren't really what I would read to my children at night because they're a bit blunt. First of all, it's a silhouette of a woman and you can see her nipples, so that's probably not very child friendly. I would say this is more of a fairy tale book for adults because it's got like the uncensored kind of Brothers Grimm fairy tales in, which are a little bit violent. Mostly violent actually, because these are all like really short stories. They're really easy to read because I find that when I read at night I just fall asleep because I'm already tired. So the little short stories are really good for me because otherwise I also get a little bit bored as well. So I just finished reading one called A Tale About the Boy Who Went Forth to Learn What Fear Was. And it's basically a guy travelling around trying to find out what, what's it called? What having the creeps means. So people are trying to put him in really scary situations to give him the creeps. And there is a bit in it, and I'll see if I can find it, and he's like staying in this creepy castle that's haunted. And well, so I was reading this little short story and it was going fine so far. He was in the castle, I was waiting for ghostly things to happen and whatever. And then, like, I'll read you sort of this little bit. And basically he's in this castle, these cats have come out of nowhere, these black cats have come out of nowhere, and they want to play cards with him. I don't ask questions, but yeah. He says, "But first show me your paws." They stretched out their claws. "My goodness," he said, "what long nails you have. Wait, I've got to give them a good clipping." This is where it gets weird. Upon saying that, he grabbed them by the scruffs of their necks, lifted them onto the carpenter's bench, and fastened their paws in a vice. So that's weird, because why would you put cat's paws in a vice? "I was keeping a sharp eye on you two," he said, "and now I've lost my desire to play cards." Right, they've done nothing wrong. They just showed him their paws and he went, "You need to clip your nails." And that's where we're up to so far. Then he says, "Then he beat them to death and threw them into the water." That escalated quickly. All those cats wanted to do was play cards. And he cut their nails off and then beat them to death and threw them in the water. And then he goes on to just have he just goes, "Oh, I'm tired now," and goes to sleep. So probably not one for children, I would say. If you are thinking of getting this to, you know, educate your children in the land of fairy tales, maybe go for something by like Ladybird or something. So that is all for my favourites for August. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to give this big video, this is a little video, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. So have a great week. I will see you next week. Goodbye. Hey guys, so in this video it's going to be my back to school makeup video, and I don't know about you guys, but I keep seeing all of these like back to school makeup videos and makeup tutorials for back to school. And maybe it's like an American thing, because I know in my school we weren't allowed to wear any makeup at all. Like none. In fact, if you even